Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Mental Edge. Stress. Do you have it? Of course you do. Right? You're a human being walking on this planet. We have stresses every single day of our life. I was looking recently into stress. What does it look like? What does it mean? And I came across a book. It's called The Upside of Stress by Kelly McGounagal. And I found it very interesting on how she relates into kind of the new science of looking at stress. Before most people are like, you know what, just avoid stress at all. We want to try to get rid of it as much as we possibly can. When you have it, go talk to somebody, get rid of it. So she, of course, she's taken the opposite approach and looking at stress. It's okay, right? We need to lean into it. We need to look at stress as this is part of our life. If we want to be good at getting better at everything that we do, stress is going to be a part of that. It actually can help you. The tips and skills that she likes to use, and that I've heard this before, I've used it before, is when you feel like you are stressed, right? When you feel like you have anxiety, right? Say you got to go do a speech, right? That's one of the most, people are scared to death of speeches, right? They're like, no way I'm going to do that. I'm scared out of my mind. Why is that? Because there are many different things, a lot of things that they are thinking about that they can't control. They're just swirling around in their minds, right? So that stress is there for them. So how do we combat that? We utilize stress, this anxiety that we feel, right? And what does that stress and anxiety feel like in our body? Maybe sweaty palms, sweaty head, right? A heartbeat starts to race, go crazy. Maybe we get a little tingling in our bodies. Okay, everyone's going to be a little bit different on how stress comes to them. But what we look at is stress and anxiety. It's the same feeling, it's the same vibration we get as when we're excited. Have you ever noticed that? When you're excited, right, you're ready to go. Right? You're excited, your body feels good, maybe that little tingling, right? So it's the same type of feeling that we get when we have stress, when we have anxiety. So how can you utilize that within your sport, right? For me, I would, if I had stress or if I had anxiety, it would mainly be before a game, right? When you're kind of, you're unaware of what's going to happen, right? Which is in the future, right? It's in the future, so it hasn't happened. So we start to stress about what could possibly happen in the game. We start overthinking, we start overanalyzing instead of staying in the present moment. Right, so that's a big precursor. You need to know that when you start worrying about the future, that's going to bring upon you stress. So let's just stop worrying about the future. Stay where you are now. Stay where your feet are. We can also utilize WIN, W-I-N, what's important now. Okay, W-I-N, what's important now. So think of stress. Think of it more as, I feel the stress. Crap, what do I do? What do I do? Absorb it. Allow that stress to happen because it's going to go away, right? I know when I get up and I give a talk, a presentation, I have to speak in front of a group, all that nervousness, right, that anxiety builds, and then as you start to talk, you just start to relax and let it go, things start to relax for you, right? You just let it go into that flow state, and you start to feel that stress and excitement, that nervousness. You're like, man, that's the exact same thing as I feel like when I'm excited. So I find it very cool, very interesting on how the science is starting to kind of combat and work together here on this stress and this being excited is somewhat the same thing. It's the same feeling that we get within our body. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is kind of think about and really kind of answer your question on where do I feel the most stress? When do I feel nervousness? Right? Are you like me? I felt like I was mainly before a game. Once a game was happening, I was pretty good. I was like, nah, I'm just part of the game. I'm flowing with it. Let's do this thing. Right? Maybe you're like that. Maybe you have that anxiety every time you come up before you hit. Maybe when you're on the foul line. Maybe when you address the ball when you're playing golf, you have that stress anxiety because you're worried about what I'm going to do rather than just keeping your focus directly on the ball and what you want to do with it. Okay, so think about that. Upside of Stress, Kelly McGounagal. Check that book out. It's a pretty cool book. I think you'll enjoy it, but be excited, right? Turn that stress, turn that anxiety, and use the skill of I'm excited. And be okay, lean into that stress. Don't try to run away from it. It's part of life, it's part of being a human being. Just absorb it and allow it to happen, and it will go away eventually. All right, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. Take care.